Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here at Station 3 in Camargo, here in Montgomery County, and I'm joined by Captain L.Griffin, 3rd Battalion to Engine 3, and today we are going to give a little tour over of Engine 3. And this buggy is, this truck sits a little bit more, there's less action around here than there is Engine 1, but the engine's pretty much the same, except it's a year or so younger than Engine 1, but they both pretty much look the same, so not much difference there. Or Captain Griffin, I guess, you know, if there's something that makes it different from Engine 1, then you can kind of go around and tell me about it.
The only difference between Engine 1 and this one has DEF on it, and that's diesel exhaust fluid, and this one has about 60 more horsepower than Engine 1 has got. And where this was made in 2011, Engine 1 is 2010, before they had the exhaust emission deal changed in 2010 for diesel engines. So this one here does have DEF on it, where Engine 1 doesn't, and this one has 60 more horsepower than Engine 1 has.
Yeah, and another thing is that that Engine 1, it was one of the first Sutphin engines of its type that came off the line, which means it has early some problems. It's had some problems there, but by the time Engine 3 here was made, it has virtually no troubles whatsoever. So let's start. We're going to start off at the back and show them the jaws. Let them see there. We have our EC3 here and our Brush 1. It's the only brush truck that we have here in Montgomery County, so even though it's out of Engine 3, so we're going to open the jaws here and I'll explain how it is here, and Captain Griffin's going to pull it out for me. So in here, of course, you got your generator and your little hose wire connectors. Here you have your spreaders and the cutters, and you have of course your ram here. So is it a ramp or a ram?
Ram.
Yeah, a ram.
And this is a hydraulic unit. It's not a generator, it's a hydraulic unit.
So hydraulic.
That's what powers the jaws unit itself, is hydraulics, and that's what runs through the unit, through the lines here.
Yeah. How long are our hoses here?
You have approximately, it's 500 feet of 4-inch. We got 300 feet of 2-inch. That's a long line, we call it, Stokes basket. We have approximately around 150 foot of this 2.5 right here, attack. And then we have, it's around 350 with 2.5 over here. And it also has a high rise with 100 foot attached to it.
So then, if we have to use these at any point, do we have any like, what do they call them, hose mules, to make them easier to pick up when we're cleaning up a scene?
No.
So it's all just hand.
Yeah. Hand walked out and then reloaded by hand. And this 2.5 back, or 2-inch back here, it's just a regular flat lay, what we call a flat lay. And then all the cross lays on this truck, it's a triple lay. But for this one here, we actually still use a flat lay back here where it's such a long line. But usually when we pull up to a structure, this one here a lot of times we'll go to the back door where it is such a long line, especially out here in the county, because a lot of times you can't get real close to the house. And like I say, that one there usually goes to the back door, and then the cross lay is actually what we'll go in the front door with. So we'll have a line at the front door, line at the back door.
All right. So then we'll close this up. It ain't the easiest thing to do with a camera in your hands.
Yes.
So then we'll just close it up.
Yeah.
There we go. And now we'll go on this side and open this part up. So, of course, we got more extensions for.
This is a ram fan. Basically what you ventilate a house with.
Yeah, so that if we're in a big fire and we want to investigate and there's a lot of smoke, we can get this rolling,
Yes.
and it will blow all the smoke out and let
It
us
helps you find. A lot of times you get the smoke out of the structure, because a lot of times we do cross ventilate a lot, and we'll use this to get the smoke out of the structure, and then it also helps find if you got hot spots. It will show a hot spot to you a lot of times. And then we have our scene lights, which we take into a house. Used to, we had the old circle LED lights. We hardly use them anymore with the generator and the drop cords. Now we have the stream lights that we use inside the house. We can take them up and they raise up, and we also use them on wrecks out here.
Yeah.
And then I have tarps in behind the stream lights.
Yeah. So then I think the next one should be our life water rescue gear. I'll close this up. I'll make sure that's nice and slammed good. So then we've got more axes and
This is your irons. This is a pig, and this is your Halligan. Of course, our master keys are right here.
Here we have. All right, so here's our little
Rip.
our little water
bag.
rip bag here for water rescues, and you can see there's some rope here, and inside that probably is our rope bags that we can use for river right rescues. And of course you got
Water can.
some water cans.
ABC.
Yeah.
Extinguisher.
Yeah, ABC fire extinguisher. And what we got under
In
here?
here we got life vest. We got low angle rescue, and got a low angle suction for when I need the tanker to come out. It goes in the bottom of your tank for the tanker.
Yeah. So then we got, of course, we got more.
This is
Axes.
just a key box to businesses and things out here. I've got keys to them, and I keep them in that box right there that way, and they're all numbered and listed what they are.
All right. So then we'll close these. Try 'em. You good? So then we've got, of course, we got this side of our pump panel. I think this is for input of water to suck water in. And then we've got our hoses here, and I'll show the crewman's side for those who are curious. And for here in Montgomery County, we don't have a whole lot of them here. We don't have a whole lot of people on here. Normally, when we have an emergency, it's our engineer and our captain, and the crewman is either right here or right there, and we just have 3 people here in our engine, because with Montgomery County being kind of a small community, and not a lot happens here in Camargo. Well, the camera just broke a minute ago. Well, we got it back and running, so let's try and continue this tour, right?
Yes.
All right, so here you have your. Now I'm gonna this time put it on the seat.
Yes.
Very accurate way to get up. And of course, you got your air raft seats here. Of course, we got an SCBA right here. There's the engineer side, and in a little bit, I'm going to go to the engineer side and actually let people see it. But this is the side. This is the captain's side, and of course, the captain is in charge of the engine, in charge of the crewmen, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, and he's in charge of running the siren and the horns for the engineer so that he can drive there. But of course, he's got his own pedal and horns and everything in case he needs it. So yeah, I'll explain more on this front view when we get to the engineer's side. So first, safety first. So if you all can see me very well, remember, when you're getting out of the truck and in, you hold these two little point stands and go down backwards like that. You do not just walk out front view. You could hurt your knees and break something like that. Remember that if you go on a fire engine. And of course, alright, so now let's go to the engineer side and we'll explain more on there. And of course you got, there's a front view here, you got your queue here, the grill, and so we'll start from the back.
You got 5 minutes.
All right. So here, so what are all these?
Cribbing. This is regular 3-inch cribbing here, and this is step cribbing, what we use on wrecks. Of course, we have chainsaw. I have a blower and the K12 saw, and then a sawzall. Toolboxes, more toolboxes. This is a airbag kit for the airbags I have on the truck. It's the valves, and you just use a regular SCBA bottle whenever you're using that to raise a vehicle up. That's what we use the cribbing for. When we raise the vehicle up, we use the bags to lift it, and then we use cribbing to crib it as we're going up. Stabilize the vehicle.
All right. So now this next side we got here. I'm the young one here. I probably should be opening it for you.
These are the rescue jacks. This is also for car wrecks. It doesn't matter how they're, if they're on their side, if they're upside down. We can use these to help stabilize the vehicle, to make it safer for the patient and for the workers to rescue the person from the car. Usually, we use them more often probably if the vehicle is on its side, because all vehicle makes have places on the underside of the frame and that these actually hook into, and then you fasten them to the vehicle with straps, and it just secures the vehicle, makes it safer for us to get the person out of the vehicle. Up here we have more chains and more equipment for the rescue jacks. Basically is what's up in here. J hooks and a lot of different things that you use as far as stabilizing the vehicle and using the rescue jacks.
Looks like a toolbox back in there.
Yeah.
So then this one, and here we just got some little pump tools. Here, of course, you got your.
These are all your different valves and stuff that we'd use. Your female and male couplings, different size valves, tools that we use on the hydrant wrenches and expander wrenches.
Right there's your hydrant wrench. This is what we use to open a hydrant so we can get water from it.
Yes.
And
this is where I have the cones in here for, like, if I get on a wreck scene. I also have oil dry that's in these buckets. And of course, this is a water cooler that I fill every shift that when I come in. And these are the air bottles, the spare bottles. This truck has 10 bottles on it, 6 here, and then it's got 2 over each tire. These here also have bottles in them on each side of the truck, so this truck holds 10 spare bottles.
10 of them, eh?
Yeah.
And of course, you got your pump panel here. I think this truck can hold about 1,400 gallons, is it, or just 1,000?
This is 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000. And of course, you got so you got this here where we can open that up.
This is your large intake. This is your 2.5 intake, 2.5 discharges, and every handle that's here gets water off this truck one shape or form or another. And this is your tank pump. You definitely got to have it pulled. There's nothing will come off the truck if you don't have that one pulled. But yeah, every one of these valves is, and of course, this is your water lights here. This is your pressure, and this is your vacuum. These are your cross lays that are up here.
We got our more hoses.
Yeah, these are the triple A's I was talking about. These are triple A 2-inch lines, and these are 150 foot a piece is what they are.
So then now with that, we'll go here to the crewman's side, and there's one thing. It's a little hard. So what many people do not know is that Montgomery County does not have any rescue trucks. So if we go on an emergency that has some sort of medical type emergency and an ambulance is not available, we have this little compartment right here. Ooh. And of course you got little respirators here.
It's got an oxygen bag. The green one is the oxygen bag, and then the blue bag is basically anything from BOS to AOS is in it. And then we have a PD bag. It's up top. We do have a vacuum unit up top, and then there's the other bag you see up there. It has sea collars and that kind of stuff for car wrecks. And this is a Life Pack 12. My fire gear right here. This is a Life Pack 12, so most generally if I'm first response out here before ambulance, I do have ambulance in house, but if they're gone, I do respond and able to do first response and wait for ambulance to get there. So I do respond a lot out here, first response.
Alright, so then we'll close this up here, and then we'll get down to, I'm sure, what everybody's been waiting for the nitty-gritty. And another thing about it all is that all career firefighters are EMTs. Just so that everybody knows that every career firefighter is required to have some sort of have done an EMT program and is up to date. So yeah. So now the nitty-gritty, the engineer's side. And of course, got here. And remember we were here a while ago and did pump training, tried to put it all in pump gear. So then I'm going to turn this on. So here, to start this engine, you have two switches here. You have your ignition and your starter. And so I'm going to turn on the ignition, and it'll power on everything except for the motor, and it will make a noise. And that beeping that you hear is from our radio. It's digital channel. And as you can see, everything powers up here. And then you might want to warn Mom, because I'm going to start it up.
Mom, he's starting it up.
So then you've got your little switch here. Go up. So up. Now the engine is all up and ready, and this thing is ready to go. So I'll explain these different functions here. Of course, you got your air conditioning is here. You got your gear shift here. We got you got your neutral, you got your drive, you got your reverse. This is our parking brake, and this is our pump gauge if we need to put the truck into pump gear. We got these switches here. We got a variety of switches here. Of course, you got master emerge, and that is what, if I flip this on, and you'll see in the back, it turns on the lights and it makes the cue live. So then I can just, you can hear it going there. So that means everything's all live here. I'm gonna turn this off, and then of course you got your cab scene lights here, which are our clear lights. All these clear lights go in case we have a car wreck. Something we can light up the whole area with them. And so we'll turn these off here. Of course, our brake for the cue is here, but this one's brake does not work at all. I'm not even sure if it even has a brake on it, but yeah, that's a little switch panel there. And this here, of course, you got your audible siren here. We use this in case if we go on emergency and there's something going on to where the cue is not working. If it's not working for whatever reason, we can use this, and of course it's got everything on it. You can see it's got all that. We only use it if we if the cue is not working. Otherwise, we don't use it at all here in Montgomery County. And of course, it's got a PA system on it where you can talk on it, and just like a police car, everything. And this is our dispatch thing right here where we can talk to dispatch. Over there is our PA right there. Let's see, of course you got your pull cords here for the horn. I'm not gonna do it because they're loud and we're in an enclosed area. But yeah, so give you a bit more of an overlook real quick. Here, discharging air. And of course you got your speedometers here. And if you got your, if we want to have like a backup camera. Yeah, backup camera, we can turn this on, and it has the entire back area of where we're backing up. If we don't have a spotter or anything, we can use this to see what's going on the back. And of course we got
thermal camera right there behind you.
Thermal camera
Right there.
right here.
No, with the yellow right there on next to
The
the
yellow,
flashlight.
that one. Is that one right there, our thermal camera? So our thermal camera right there.
Yes, that's the thermal camera. We just shortened it and colored a tick.
Yeah. And then, of course, get a little more overview of the cab. But yeah, that's pretty much a general overview of Engine 3. We're going to turn this off now, so... Ooh, it kind of shakes there. So...
Back out.
Yeah, so back out. And of course, staying in with policies, bold. So that's the general overview of Engine 3. And of course, you can ask questions if you'd like. And so yeah, that's pretty much a general overview of Engine 3. So I hope you enjoyed it.